One of the world's premier trotting races takes place this Sunday evening, Australian time, the Elitloppet, a real celebration of harness racing, live from Solvalla racetrack in Stockholm, Sweden. Square Gators are the flavour. 16 of the very best trotters from around the world have been invited to take place in this unique series, first staged in 1952. Horses who progress through to the final will be required to race twice in one night. Earlier on in the card in the eliminations, with the first four progressing through to the final of 8, again a few hours later. This time last year there was Australian representation with Just Believe heading over. He unfortunately didn't have the best of luck and he's not there this year, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility that he doesn't head back next year for a second crack. Here are 3 contenders I think we can watch with interest throughout the eliminations who I expect to make their way through to that final. The first of which has been the long-time favoured runner, Francesco Zet. He is a Swedish representative. Orhan Kullstrom, who is his driver, is looking for his 5th Elitloppet victory. He's a 6-year-old by father Patrick, who's coming into this off the back of an 18-win streak. In fact, he hasn't been defeated since way back in 2021 as a 3-year-old. And we probably know his name quite well here in Australia, as Just Believe ran second to Francesco Zet at his final Swedish run last year in the Stora Prix. He's all class, this guy, and he looks the one to beat. The second of our contenders is Honek. He is the defending champion of the Elitloppet. He was able to win last year's edition. Interestingly, he didn't win his elimination, but he was able to draw post position 1 in the final and he led all of the way. He's looking to join a pretty illustrious list of horses to win 2 Elitloppets. The likes of Tomoko, Varenne, Mac Lobel have won 2, but only 5 previous winners have managed to go back to back. So he's looking to create some more history by winning the Elitloppet in both 2023 and here in 2024. The final of the runners in profile is one of only 2 mares contesting this year's Elitloppet series, and that is Joviality. She has some story, this mare. Swedish bred. She did the first 2 seasons of racing in the US as part of the Marcus Melander stable, where she won over $2 million US in stakes, headlined by her Breeders' Crown and Yonkers Trot successes. Then as an early season 4-year-old, she made her way back to Europe. She was able to win the Swedish Trotting Derby late last year. And earlier on this year, she ran 3rd in another world-renowned race, the Prix d'Amérique. I was lucky enough to see Joviality a few years ago in America, and she is absolutely all class. She will run a really bold race, and she's probably not one of the absolute top picks. I think she's flying under the radar a little bit, and she's proven that she is more than world class. So to recap, my 3 to follow in this year's Elitloppet include Francesco Zet and Honek as really genuine winning hopes. Obviously, Francesco Zet is coming into this off such a long winning streak. He's been so dominant. This is no doubt another huge test for him, but he is world class and he's going to prove incredibly hard to beat. Honek, he's been there, he's done that. He was able to win last year, even though he wasn't successful in the elimination. They took the shoes off him in the final last year and he was a much better horse. I would assume that they go with a very similar strategy this time around. And Joviality, I think she's flying under the radar as one of only 2 mares, but she proved in the Prix d'Amérique that she is more than world class, and with a little bit of favour, she can definitely make the final and run a bold race in that as well. You can catch all of the Elitloppet action across the channels of Sky here in Australia on Sunday evening.